Sick.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Sunshine State Conference and the University of Tampa would like to welcome you to the 2023 SSC Women's Lacrosse Championship semifinals. This afternoon, we have the number 1 seeded Tampa Spartans versus the number 4 seeded Embry Riddle Eagles. Here are tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Eagles of Embry Riddle, who entered tonight's game with a record of 13-4. Defender is a sophomore from Voorhees, New Jersey, number 2, Caitlin Henry. Attacker is a sophomore from Longmeadow, Mass, number 13, Anna Mauro. Defender is a sophomore from Whitehall, Maryland, number 17, Evelyn Leonard. Attacker is a sophomore from Kent Island, Maryland, number 18, Madison Elwood. Midfielder is a sophomore from Perry Hall, Maryland, number 19, Samantha Wright. Attacker is a sophomore from Huntingtown, Maryland, number 20, Alexa Zarudo. Attacker is a sophomore from Huntingtown, Maryland, number 21, Kenley Zarudo. Defender is a sophomore from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, number 22, Emma Tatanovich. Defender is a sophomore from Newbury Park, California, number 28, Mally Kuo. Midfielder is a sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 30, Paige Jones. Midfielder is a sophomore from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, number 35, Sally Squire. In goal for the Eagles is a sophomore from Palos Verdes, California, number 32, Aubrey Dixon. Head coach of the Eagles is Caitlin Villarreal Canahan, assisted by Christina Nicolai. And now here are the starters for the University of Tampa Spartans. Midfielder is a senior from Sudbury, Massachusetts, number 4, O'Neill Gallinson. Midfielder is a senior from Waxhaw, North Carolina, number 6, Cece Colombo. Attacker is a grad student from Milton, Georgia, number 7, Allie Peeble. Midfielder is a grad student from Centennial, Colorado, number 16, Lizzie Pierpont. Defender is a grad student from Tampa, Florida, number 21, Holliston Wagner. Defender is a grad student from Smithtown, New York, number 22, Danny Water. Defender is a grad student from Whitehall, Maryland, number 23, Aaron Sistak. Attacker is a grad student from Waxhaw, North Carolina, number 26, Gia Colombo. Attacker is a senior from Farmingdale, New York, number 31, Olivia Mott. Midfielder is a junior from Ocean City, Maryland, number 34, Alyssa Romano. Attacker is a junior from Hudson, Ohio, number 43, Sarah Hinkle. And in goal is a senior from San Diego, California, number 29, Alex Rawling. Head coach of the Spartans is Kelly Gallagher, assisted by Kaylee Gilday. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA, the University of Tampa, and Embry Riddle Aeronautical University all promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Using obscene gestures, profanity, racial, sexist, or unduly provocative language or action toward officials, opponents, spectators, or administrators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the premises. The use of artificial noisemakers and alcohol products are not permitted. Smoking is permitted along the fenced areas outside the stadium. Thank you and enjoy the game.
Good afternoon from the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa campus. This afternoon, the Tampa Spartans playing host to the Embry Riddle Eagles. I'm Bruce Wozniak, joined by Morgan Basler-Peace, and ready to see these two teams go at it. Morgan, in a very established program versus a very new lacrosse program.
Yeah, so Bruce, you'll notice that these two teams have already played each other, and the score was only 14-7. So I think you're going to see that Tampa's going to look to come out really strong and push the fast break against Embry Riddle today.
And the Spartans coming off a tremendous regular season, and 15-2 was the one-loss record for UT, and an impressive record for Embry Riddle as well, 13-4. So they obviously earned their spot here in the SSC playoffs.
Absolutely, and Embry Riddle is going to come out and they're going to want this win. With being a newer program with the SSC, they're going to look to show that they deserve to be here. So I think you're going to see some good competition and a good fight, especially you got both the Zeruto sisters out there for Embry Riddle.
CC Colombo on the draw for UT, and for Embry Riddle, that was Sally Squire. And UT right away with the game's first possession, as you see Alyssa Romano bringing it down and gives it to Gia Colombo. Colderman to CC Colombo to Hinkle. And over on this side now to Allie Peebles, and the Spartans work the perimeter. A lot of these names that I'm saying were honored in a post-game ceremony in the final regular season game here for Senior Day, as the Spartans looking to get the first shot on goal of the game, and they go back up top to Colderman. And now Peebles sends it down low. CC Colombo behind the net, pops out the other side. Good defense by the Eagles to deny her a pass or a shot, and it gets thrown out of bounds. So a tough first possession for UT. A very sunny afternoon here in West Central Florida, 84 degrees, our game time temperature. That first game that Morgan mentioned was played up in Daytona Beach. So this time the Eagles, the road team, wearing all blue, going right to left, and here they go to work against the Spartans goaltender, Alex Walling, in behind her net. A minute and a half into this game, there's a pass and a shot coming, scores!
Great ball movement there by Embry Riddle. They were able to get UT to turn the ball over. They brought it down, and UT just wasn't able to get marked up there. Girl shot right down the middle and was able to finish that shot.
That was Sally Squire with the goal. And during the regular season, wow, 67 goals in 17 games for Squire. And absolutely led the team in that category. And puts the visitors on the board first to minute 35 into the game. And I'll be Captain Obvious and say a real shot in the arm for the road team to get the first goal. Especially against a ranked team in the Tampa Spartans. Ball's out and pulled down by Sarah Hinkle, and she can hit the back of the net herself. Sarah Hinkle, 61 goals in 17 games during the regular season. And this is her with it up top for Colderman. mildly directing traffic, sends it over to Cece Colombo. Cece starts her move, has a lot of real estate, and tries to exploit it. Here she comes, Colombo, and a nice save made there. So the Spartans' first quality attempt is stopped by Aubrey Fixon. And back down the other way come the Eagles. Elwood to this side of the field for Zerudo. And to the corner it goes, quickly behind the Spartans' net. Sent to the far side of the field, Paige Jones looking to go one-on-one. And can't seem to get past O'Neill Gallinson. Now pass in the middle, misses. And Walling, the goaltender, handles it herself. We're exactly 3 minutes into the opening quarter. Embry Riddle getting on the scoreboard first as Cece Colombo tries to bring it up for UT and having trouble finding an open teammate. And now sends it over to this side of the field to Holliston Wagner, and she races ahead. Good burst of speed by Wagner and sends it into the corner. Pierpont in behind the net it goes for Olivia Mott. Mott circles around the far side, and they'll reset up top with Cece Colombo to Colderman, and now to Sarah Hinkle. On this side of the field, it's Allie Peebles, and she'll go back up top. Colderman with it. Again, all kinds of room there, and the Eagles borderline daring the Spartans to go one-on-one. And UT working the ball. Gia Colombo tries to turn the corner and can't. Hinkle changes hands. Hinkle can't dodge past the defender. 20 on the shot clock. Up top, Gia Colombo for Colderman. Peebles, as the shot clock is now down to 10. Peebles can't get past the defender. Dumps a pass inside. It's missed. Picked up 3 seconds, and the shot clock is going to expire. And credit the Eagles' defense.
Absolutely great defense there by Embry Riddle. You know, they were able to hold each 1v1. They had great slides there, and they were able to get UT to have a shot clock expiration there.
Mishandled and then picked right back up by Alexa Zerudo. And near the sideline, stepping out was Leah Coletti, but the official there ruling that she was pushed out as it goes behind the Spartans' net. Eagles pass in front. They score! That's Kenley Zerudo, and it's 2-0 Eagles.
Yeah, you'll notice that play was really similar to the first one. They had the ball behind, and UT got caught ball watching there. Embry Riddle was able to just shoot right down the middle, and they were hit with the feet and able to finish that shot again. So it's a really strong start there by Embry Riddle.
And you saw, as did I, that when the Spartans have the ball, the Eagles' defense is leaving that entire lane open, save for one defender. And as I said, it's as though they're daring the Spartans to go one-on-one with the defender.
And that's showing Embry Riddle's really confidence with their 1v1 defense and their ability to have that second slide. So, honestly, that was really great defense that you just saw there on that end.
And it'll be Sophie Risk this time out for the draw for the Spartans. And won by Embry Riddle. Sally Squire on that draw for the visitors. And bringing it down is Reich. And now this is Alexa Zerudo. Pass connects with Kenley. And back to Alexa. Up top it goes. And Squire sends a pass over. Ellie Daly for Paige Jones. Jones tries to get inside. The Spartans close that up defensively. Into the corner it goes, and now back behind the UT net. And the attempt thwarted by the defense of Aaron Sistek. Temporarily at least, as the Eagles reset back up top. Jones, a little pass. And they have to go behind the UT net. Shot clock at 30, and they score! Sally Squire. And how about this Embry Riddle team? 3-0 as Squire gets her second goal of the game.
Bruce, you're going to notice here on this replay that number 20, Alexis Derudo, she has assisted all three from behind the cage there. What a great lefty feed that she's had. It's been the exact same play all three times. She's fed from behind the goal and had a cutter go right down the middle. And she's been able to free her hands and hit those feeds every single time, and they've been finishing.
I think I asked you this on our last broadcast. If you're Kelly Gallagher, and obviously she's not doing it, but hypothetically, do you think about calling a timeout now?
It's still really early, Bruce. I mean, we still have 9 minutes left in the first quarter. I think she's just going to look to have her team pick up their momentum here. They have won majority of the draw controls that we've had so far in this game. Embry Riddle's only won one. I think it comes down to right now is UT just being able to set up their offense and finish their shots here.
And that one picked up by Elwood for the Eagles.
Yeah, you'll notice that UT caught her in the head there. So UT's actually going to get a yellow card right now. So they are going to be man down.
And that comes 6 minutes, 11 seconds into this opening quarter. And things going from bad to worse for UT here as a 2-minute penalty being called against Emma McLaughlin.
A yellow card has been issued to Tampa's number 11, Emma McLaughlin. 2-minute penalty for a hit to the head.
2-minute penalty for a hit to the head as you see the Eagles starting back down again. And Kenley Zerudo was looking now. They do get the pass to Alexa Zerudo, but a whistle stopping play.
Looking to see what they're calling here.
And there's no free position attempt being set up, so the Eagles will restart from behind the net. And up top it goes as Squire sends a pass over. Into the corner it goes. And back up top to Squire again. Crisp passing here by the Eagles as Elwood takes it in behind the net. Now to the other side and quickly up top again. Ball's loose, picked up by the Eagles, and a whistle stopping play.
Embry Riddle's going to get the free position here and a little bit of illegal contact there on the 8.
Still 1:21 to go in the penalty to Emma McLaughlin. And here comes the attempt against Alex Walling, and they score. That was Samantha Reich. 4-0 Embry Riddle, and suffice it to say, a bit of a stunner here in the first half of this first quarter.
UT's really going to have to change the momentum of this game because right now Embry Riddle has all of the momentum and everything going in their favor right now.
The Spartans averaged scoring just a shade under 17 goals a game. And you would have thought, as you had forecast, Morgan, that they would come out flying, and here they are.
And just what you thought, Bruce, that Kelly is going to call the timeout, bring her team together collectively, get them to take a deep breath, and get back out there and have the momentum and energy going in their direction.
And we will take a timeout as well and be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back live following the Spartans timeout. And Embry Riddle out to a 4-0 lead. And UT is going to change things up again. It's not Cece Colombo and it's not Sophie Risk. But in fact, it's Lizzie Pierpont on the draw. And Lizzie did used to take a good number of the draws in the past. So not a huge surprise to see her out there. And speaking of draw controls, just a quick congratulations to Cece Colombo, who hit the 200 career draw controls mark in the last game that was played here. Nice accomplishment for her to hit that milestone. Eagles in possession here once again. Behind the Spartans net they go. And sent over on the far side to Daly. Squire up to Elwood. And looking for an open teammate, Alexa Zarudo. And they'll work it around to the far side of the field, quickly down into the corner. And nice job to knock that down by Danny Waters, although Embry Riddle will retain possession as it's sent over to Reich. Down behind the Spartans net it goes. Pass in front, and that one had to have hit the goalpost with the angle that it came off of it. Spartans will take it either way. They do get a reset of the shot clock, though, so the Eagles already up 4-0 with an opportunity here to make it 5. Pass down low, and they tried in front, and Waters again as Alyssa Romano is knocked down. I wonder if they made any defensive adjustments, Morgan, that maybe you saw, meaning UT, during their timeout.
They definitely got tighter on their cutters, especially because 3 out of their 4 shots were feeds. So you'll notice that UT is definitely going to have to stay tighter on their cutters there, especially when you have Alexa Zarudo, the lefty feeder from behind the net, having 3 successful feeds. UT is definitely going to have to stay tighter on their cutters here.
And an unfortunate turnover there. Alyssa Romano showed great wheels to get that play started, but as it went up ahead, Danny Waters lost the handle out of bounds. And so Embry Riddle again starting back the other way, crossing midfield. Evelyn Leonard with a pass now for Teletovic. Teletovic back to Leonard. And now a pass up ahead. And the stick got up high there on Reich. And the official on the spot to call that one against Holliston Wagner. And now they restart. Looking for some room. That was Caitlin Henry dumping off the pass. And now an opportunity, and nice defense by the Spartans. Maybe a little too strong as the whistle stopping play again.
Yeah, it looked like a clean check to me, but again, the refs have a better angle than we do up here. It did look like a good defensive play, but per the ref, they're going to get a nice free position here.
5:01 to go in the first. 1-on-1 against Walling, and it looked like Alyssa Romano had a piece of that. It wasn't good follow-through as Erin McLaughlin in the game and having some trouble bobbling out on the far side. And possession does stay with UT. Given to Cece Colombo now. Cece sends it into the corner. 4:26 to go in the first quarter. UT still looking for their first goal. Mott up to Peebles. And now Colderman over for Pierpont. Now Cece looking for a screen from Colderman. Gets it, gives it back to Colderman. Nice give and go. There's a shot. Oh, a good save there by Fixon as it goes out of bounds. And now Gia Colombo to Hinkle to Peebles. Over for Colderman. To the corner it goes. CC on the move. Gets around the defender. Pass in front. Now Colderman on the far side. Peebles up top. And UT having trouble getting inside. Credit the Eagles defense. 35 on the shot clock. Colderman tries to get around the defender. Takes a shot and Fixon with the save. Spartans get the rebound. And now it's loose. And the official possession to Embry Riddle. A little bit more productive possession for UT that time, but as I said, just really difficult penetrating inside. They get a break here as CC Colombo runs it down. And a pass for Hinkle. Just can't seem to get into the slot, the high percentage scoring areas. And it looked on that last possession as though maybe UT will start to shoot a little bit more from outside perhaps.
Yeah, Embry Riddle's 1v1 defense has been so solid, so you might see UT need to start looking to pass into the middle here and look to send more cutters.
Colderman, a pass over. CC dumps it inside. Oh, Sarah Hinkle now on the rebound. Open shot. And what a save there by Fixon. Now the Spartans score. Well, that was a case of look what I found. And Aubrey Fixon was out of the crease. And so UT finally gets on the board with 2:18 left in the first.
You'll notice that Fixon had a couple good saves there. Unfortunately, it didn't end up in Embry Riddle's favor because the ball kept bouncing outside the crease. And UT was able to, scoop it up, try again, scoop it up, try again. And finally, on that third time, they were able to just pick it up and get a nice little garbage goal there.
Gia Colombo, the goal scorer. And the Spartans had to work awfully hard to manufacture that one, but they finally get one in behind Aubrey Fixon, who, Morgan, as you mentioned, she was very busy as the Spartans just unloaded a barrage on her and finally able to get a break and put it in the open side. CC Colombo now on this draw for the Spartans. And taken there by Daly for the Eagles. And up ahead with it goes Reich. Pass in front, misses. And Walling was about to step out of her crease. Now she does. They battle behind the net. And the trailing official says possession to the Spartans. And let's see if UT can build some momentum off of getting that possession, getting the call their way, and, of course, the goal that they just finally scored as Alyssa Romano shows the speed again and sends it up ahead to Pierpont. To Hinkle now. Behind the Eagles' net, Mott. Pass to the far side. Colderman. Up top for Cece to Peebles. Back to Colderman. Little pass for Hinkle. Back to Colderman again. And Peebles tries to get the pick. Takes a long shot. And that one goes out of play. Quickly back in front. Peebles scores! .64 seconds left in the first, and the Spartans cut the deficit to 2.
Yeah, UT was able to back up the shot on that, and Embry Riddle didn't have time to set up their defense. As soon as they got the ball out of bounds, UT picked it up and then found Peebles shooting down the middle, was able to assist her, and she finished the shot off.
Yeah, UT went to work right away, putting that ball in play, and the Eagles, as you said, just weren't even set yet, and the Spartans exploited that. And we have a 4-2 game. And still 64 seconds left. I thought when UT brought the ball up the field on that last one, kind of that mindset of maybe they can get one before the quarter ends. Now they can get another one if it starts with this draw, of course. And the ball's loose. And now pulled down by Mott. No, ends up in the stick of CC Colombo. They do give possession to UT, though. And here's Gia Colombo. Gia trying to go one-on-one against the defender, goes into the corner and sends it up now for Cece. Peebles. Up top is Colderman. And Julia can see the shot clock that also has the game clock on it above the net. Right in front, and Mott is stopped by Fixon. A golden opportunity. The ball is loose, and the Spartans come up with it. 17 seconds left. Peebles down to the corner to Mott. A nifty move. Wide open in front. Scores! Sarah Hinkle with 10 seconds left in the first. And the Spartans have come back from 4-0 to cut it to a 1-goal deficit.
That was such a big first save there by Fixon. And you'll notice, Bruce, that UT is now starting to look to feed the ball rather than drive 1v1, and that's exactly what happened there again. That's 3 goals now that they have assisted each goal. So, Embry Riddle has a very strong 1v1 defense, and UT is going to have to keep looking to feed it into the middle there.
So with 10 seconds left in the first, Cece Colombo out for this draw for the Spartans as the momentum has swung the way of the home team. And the ball is out, picked up by Alyssa Romano. 6 seconds, and she can use that speed. 3 seconds. Romano sends a pass in front, and the game clock goes as the first quarter ends. And we, for all intents and purposes, have ourselves a brand new game, 4-3 UT. And we'll be back with the second quarter coming up on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back, almost ready to start the second quarter. The first quarter, shots on goal were 7-6 in favor of the Spartans, and the draw controls were even, 4 apiece. Aubrey Fixon, 4 saves for Embry Riddle, and Alex Walling, 2 saves. And 4 turnovers committed by Embry Riddle to just 2 for the Spartans. And as I mentioned, Morgan, the tide starting to turn here.
Yeah, I think you're going to see UT come out much stronger in this second quarter here. Coach has definitely brought them in. UT has the momentum. They've scored the last 3 goals. Hopefully they can keep their momentum, and Embry Riddle can allow themselves to get back into this game as well.
And here we go with the draw to start quarter number 2. And the teams, of course, have changed ends. UT now going left to right. That was Sophie Risk out there for UT opposing Sally Squire on the draw. And the first possession of the second quarter to the visitors. Looking for some room, Paige Jones, and it's loose, picked up by the Spartans. Sarah Hinkle drops it off for Gia Colombo. Gia off to the races. Gets past 2 defenders, carries on. Colombo, and a save made by Fixon. The rebound, Mott, and another save by Fixon. Early opportunity for UT there. Some pressure, and Aubrey Fixon there to slam the door closed. And now the Spartans cause another turnover. Emma McLaughlin this time, and she goes off across the Eagles line. McLaughlin gets past 2 defenders, and her shot goes out of play underneath the scoreboard.
Embry Riddle closest to the ball there, backing up the shot, so it's going to be their ball.
But 2 impressive plays by UT there back-to-back, causing turnovers. And I'm sure that Embry Riddle head coach Caitlin Kenahan is not going to like that. As you see another one get away that Alex Walling will pick up for the Spartans. And not the best time to all of a sudden be having turnover-itis if you're Embry Riddle.
Yeah, the Eagles have had having a tough time on their clearing here.
And the Spartans, game total of 5 caused turnovers, and Embry Riddle 0 in that category. Down low behind the Eagles' net, that's Mott. Over for Gia Colombo to McLaughlin. Up top for Risk. And over now for Hinkle. That's Riley McGettigan. Plays catch with Pierpont. Brings it up top. McGettigan over to this side of the field. And McLaughlin will try to go one-on-one. Defender, nice job staying with her. Pass back for McGettigan. McGettigan, 2 defenders collapse on her, so she dumps off a pass. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hinkle scores! And the Spartans have come all the way back from a 4-0 deficit. The game is tied.
You'll notice here that she had the whole middle lane to just go right down, and that second slide was too far away for the Eagles, so she had that whole center lane to just take it 1v1 to goal and was able to finish the shot here, and we got ourselves a tied game, Bruce.
And the Eagles clearly back on their heels now as second quarter has not gotten off to a good start. As I mentioned, the turnovers that the Spartans have caused, and then shot that ends up in the back of the net that completes the 4-goal comeback. As we're going to see Lizzie Pierpont come out to take this draw for UT against Sally Squire. And the Eagles actually lead in the draw controls 5-4. The Spartans have rotated 3 different players out so far in this game for draw controls. Cece Colombo, Sophie Risk, and as you're seeing here, Lizzie Pierpont. And the ball's out.
They're saying that I thought they were saying that the Eagles had an illegal draw there. She didn't go up and over with her stick. She pulled it straight back, and the women's game, you have to get it, the stick has to go up above, and then you can pull it over. You can't just go straight back with it, so it's going to stay UT's ball.
So the Spartans, who had trailed 4-0, with an opportunity now to take their first lead of the game, as Emma McLaughlin sends it up top for Risk. Risk, here's that one-on-one, and it takes a long shot, and it goes out of play. And interesting to see the shot from way out by Risk. And Emma McLaughlin turns the corner, has a lane, and stop made there by Aubrey Fixon.
Fixon's having a big game here for the Eagles. She's had numerous saves that has been big for her team.
And now the Eagles working to get it out of their end. Looking for some help now is Leonard. Now gets across midfield. And across the Tampa line it goes. Eagles push it down into the corner. And it's up top with Squire. Over now for Elwood. To this side of the field, Reich pushes it into the corner. Behind the Spartans net it goes. And this is Kenley Zerudo. Pass down low. And looking for the cutter, but she was being closely defensed. Play carries on. And Anna Maurer finally drops off a pass for Kenley Zerudo. And a long pass that misses, and that's going to go out of bounds. And it'll be turned over.
Great defensive stop there by UT. Embry Riddle was trying to go 1v1 on a couple plays, and they had the perfect slide.
And now O'Neill Gallinson runs it up for UT, crosses midfield. Pass up ahead for Cece. And now Mott waiting for it behind the Eagles net was Pierpont. And up top it goes for Cece Colombo. Over for Peebles. Hinkle for Colderman. And Colderman looks over the offensive zone, looks to go one-on-one. Tries to barrel her way inside, now just dumps off a pass. In front it goes, and mishandled, and that goes out of play. And the Eagles will get the ball with 9:12 to go here in the second quarter. Nice pressure being put on there by Gia Colombo. Olivia Mott applies a little pressure to Fixon. And the Eagles trying to gain midfield. Now they do. Up ahead it goes and across the Tampa line. On the far side of the field, that's Alexa Zerudo. And she stepped out of bounds.
Another great ride by UT here.
Alyssa Romano sends it up ahead. And off to the races goes Allie Peebles. Peebles bumps with the defender, and the official had blown the play dead. And now Peebles on the restart for Colderman. For Pierpont, down behind the net it goes. That's Mott. And to this side of the field for Colombo. Cece sends it up to Hinkle and to Gia for Peebles, and looked at Julia Colderman, holds on to it, and now gives it to Colderman. Colderman, this looks like the last Spartans offensive possession, how it began, loose ball, and Julia will track that one down. To the corner it goes. Cece looking to go one-on-one. No white shirts in front, so she takes a shot, and that one's going to go out of play. Possession stays with the Spartans. The shot clock at 25 now. And this is Hinkle. Pierpont, 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Peebles, 10 on the shot clock. Peebles turns the corner and dumps it off for Colderman. Bobbled it, passed down low, and they're going to let the shot clock expire. Morgan, how frustrating is that, both as a player and a coach, to not get a shot off in an entire possession? And we're going to have a timeout here.
Yeah, you'll notice that Cece was able to get the shot off. She just had no angle on that shot. If she had just taken a couple more steps around there, she would have had a better angle to finish it. And if she didn't make it, at least she would have had a shot on goal that would have given them a whole new refresh of the shot clock. But again, I applaud the Eagles' defense here. They have had some great 1v1 stops. And I'll be honest with you, Bruce, I don't think the 1v1 game is going to work here for UT. And you'll notice the last game that I did with you, UT had to stop going 1v1 against Florida Southern when they went into that backer. And this is going to be the same case here. You know, the Eagles might not be in a backer defense, but they have a very quick first slide. And I don't think you're going to see the 1v1s work here against such a strong defensive unit.
And there's another game being played right now because obviously this is Sunshine State Conference playoff action and the teams wanting to advance to the next game. That would be Sunday. And currently, Florida Southern is playing Rollins.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. The last time that they played against each other, Florida Southern only won by 1. And that game starts at 2 p.m. And I'll be very interested to see who's going to be the two teams in the championship game here on Sunday.
Yeah, my bad. 23 minutes from now, that game will get underway. And meanwhile, the timeout that was called is ending insofar as the referee blew the whistle, but of course they're going to try to stretch this out as long as they need to continue the conversation on the sideline. And now the Eagles start to make their way back out on the field, and here come the Spartans too with 7:11 to go in the second quarter. I'm Bruce Wozniak, thrilled to be joined by Morgan Basler-Peace, pro lacrosse player, area coach, former college coach, and a welcome addition to the broadcast booth here. As UT, if you just joined us, has come all the way back from down 4-0 to tie this game at 4. And how about 7 saves so far in this game for Embry Riddle goaltender Aubrey Fixon? She has been very busy and has kept her team right in it. As you see her slowly bring it up and fires a nice pass, although it misses, and the Spartans looked like Sarah Hinkle was going to come up with it, but now the Eagles managed to get the ball and send it ahead, and off to the races they go. And nice defense there by Danny Waters for the Spartans. And we have a whistle.
They're signaling that the shot clock needs to be going, so they're just looking over to tell them that the shot clock should have been going this whole time.
And now it's running. And I guess if you're Kelly Gallagher, maybe you could make an argument that they were given extra time and some attempt should have been made to count some of it off.
Yeah, they were definitely given an extra 20 seconds there, which I don't think you're going to see the Eagles argue an extra 20 seconds on their offensive end.
Pass in front, and there's a shot that goes wide from Ellie Daly. And the Spartans with possession. I was watching Anna Maurer, who looked like she was slow in getting up, but she looks all right, as Alyssa Romano runs it up the other way for UT. And Mott will take it down into the corner. Pass behind the net for Kolderman. We are in more than 9 minutes into the second quarter, and only one goal has been scored so far in this quarter, that by UT. And Cece Colombo on the move, and a whistle.
That was a great play set up by UT. You'll notice that they posted a girl up in the middle there, and it was perfect timing because as the Spartans went and drove, you'll see that the girl that was posted up in the middle popped out, so that defender was stuck in that shooting space. So now the Spartans here are going to get a free position to try and take the lead 5-4.
And Cece Colombo's shot goes wide, and on the back line, the official awards possession to Embry Riddle. And the goaltender Fixon starts it with a pass for Evelyn Leonard. And now to the near sideline it comes as Teletovic sends a pass up ahead. Pulled down by Jones, and Paige Jones with her pass up ahead. And streaking, tried to get it to Alexa Zerudo, but couldn't, although the Eagles still in possession as Reich gives off a pass and now goes in behind the Spartans' net. And to the near side, it's Elwood. Daly up top for Jones. And good defense there by Romano as Alexis Zaru had to back up. There's a shot, good save by Walling, and a call going to be made here against Tampa.
Yep, Tampa's going to get another yellow card here for a check to the head that affected the shot. So I think you're going to see that the Eagles are going to get another free position here. And UT is going to be man down.
So it's a 2-minute check to the head penalty against Aaron McLaughlin.
That's UT's second yellow card of the game, Bruce.
And it comes with 4:45 to go here in the second quarter. And the free position attempt coming up against Alex Walling. And opting not to shoot was Elwood, although Walling makes a save there. And UT gets the rebound as Aaron Sistek got that one, and now play continues. And bobbled there by Grace Gilmore. And Gilmore goes down to the field. The ball's still loose. And coming up with it was Wagner. Hinkle pushes it ahead. And Colderman slows it down. Keep in mind that Aaron McLaughlin still serving her penalty, 80 seconds left in it. And I would assume that the Spartans will use as much of this shot clock as they can.
Yeah, they're going to look to try and slow the ball down here. I'm surprised that the Eagles aren't out in a high-pressure defense just because they are, man, there they go. Now they're starting to go out, but typically when you're man up on defense, you're looking to do a little bit more of a high pressure just because you have a girl that's in the backer that can slide if you get beat on that high-pressure defense there.
Hinkle on the move now. Gia Colombo, 22 on the shot clock, and Gia sends a pass into the corner for Cece. Cece Colombo bumped behind the net, looks in front, returns it to Gia. 11 on the shot clock. Gia starts her move and just sends it up top. Let's see if Hinkle can get a shot away, and does. Fixon makes the save, and no call made there.
She actually got the flag. You'll see that the official pulled out the yellow flag stating that he got the call. But with this game, Bruce, what happens is if you take that shot after the flag is pulled on the foul and you're able to still get your shot, they put the flag away and you won't get awarded the free position. If she had pulled out and not taken the shot, she would have gotten awarded the free position.
And the penalty expires against Aaron McLaughlin. Pass in front, wide open. Oh, what a save by Walling. Robbing Paige Jones, who had a clear look at the net. And now in front, another save by Walling. Back-to-back, great saves.
The last few shots on cage, Walling has come up with 3 big saves. And like I mentioned in the previous game, Bruce, Embry Riddle's got to remember that she is a left-handed goalie.
Spartans with an opportunity here. Emma McLaughlin, bounce shot, and just trickles wide. UT gets the rebound and a reset of the shot clock. And up top with it is Gia Colombo.
Both
Action
goalies
at
are
both
having
ends.
Both goalies are having a big game today.
Gia opts not to give it to Sophie Risk. Takes it to the net herself, changes hands, and just stopped before it can cross the line by Aubrey Fixon. And now the Eagles will start it up again. Cross midfield, going for the takeaway was Holliston Wagner. And indeed, possession to the Spartans. Gia Colombo pushes it ahead. Emma McLaughlin on the move. 70 seconds left here in the second quarter. And they can, for all intents and purposes, turn off the shot clock. Morgan, will the Spartans take this all the way down to the last shot of the half?
Yeah, with there being less than a minute left on the clock, you would see that they're going to try and go into the...
Scores! Sophie Risk from outside And the Spartans take their first lead of the game with 49 seconds to go in the half.
It was a great sweep there, and she was able to drive right down the middle and get that lefty hand shot off. And UT finally has their first lead of the game.
What a shot by Sophie Risk. And goals like that are the norm in the men's game. And Sophie Risk says, pay attention to this game because watch what I can do. And UT, who had trailed 4-0, has a 1-goal lead with 49 seconds left in the half. And Sophie's going to stay out there and do the honors on this draw against Sally Squire. The goal is unassisted by Risk. Draw controls are 5-5, and still plenty of time for another goal by either team as the ball is out. And Sophie Risk comes up with it. Pushes it to the far side, and the Spartans into the corner it goes. Mott. She goes in behind the Eagles' net. For Gia Colombo now. Emma McLaughlin for Risk. And Risk starts her move. 2 players on her, open in front, they score! Lizzie Pierpont with 21 seconds left, and the Spartans have scored 6 straight for a 2-goal lead.
You'll notice that Embry Riddle did get that second slide off, but there was no one to pick up the girl that she left that she was defending, and Pierpont was able to just cut right to the middle there, and she was able to get hit with the feed, and now UT has a 6-4 lead, Bruce.
Yeah, and with Risk having scored that goal, the other defender, they double-teamed her, which left somebody open, and Pierpont able to capitalize, and still 21 seconds left. And by the way, Sophie Risk getting the assist on that Pierpont goal. And 21 seconds remaining before halftime. And the complexion of this game has changed entirely. And the ball's out. And Alyssa Romano, and she'll use that speed of hers. The Spartans can get one more shot away. Romano still has it. Nice move to get inside. Alyssa Romano all by herself scores! What a goal by Alyssa Romano. 8 seconds left. And a tremendous individual effort by Alyssa Romano to put the Spartans up 7-4.
She won the draw control, and she said, I know how this works. It only takes 10 seconds to score a goal off the draw. The minute she won it, she pushed her speed and caught Embry Riddle off guard. I think Embry Riddle thought that they were just going to settle the ball and take it into halftime. And she said, absolutely not. I am taking this. I have a lane. I'm going 1v1. And now UT has a 7-4 lead.
And Alyssa Romano has demonstrated her speed so often, and you saw her use it to her advantage there, as UT has rattled off 7 straight goals after Embry Riddle had opened up a 4-0 lead. And what a huge turnaround for the home team. And now Risk controls that draw. And the pass up ahead bounces. Emma McLaughlin avoids a collision, but the horn goes to end a first half that was a tale of 2 quarters, as the Embry Riddle Eagles, granted they only led 4-3 at the end of one, but had jumped out to a 4-0 lead. And now they got to go into halftime and figure out in a hurry how to stem the tide, as they have fallen behind 7-4 to the Tampa Spartans. We will be back after halftime with the call of the second half here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back live at the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex. Bruce Wozniak along with Morgan Basler-Pease. And Morgan, what can we expect this second half? Obviously, the Eagles had to be talking about adjustments at halftime, having given up 7 straight goals.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to see that UT is going to try and come out and keep their momentum. And the Eagles at halftime definitely said, there were so many turnovers. There were so many things that we can control to get the game back in our control here. And you're going to see here that draw controls and reducing your turnovers is going to be big for the Eagles here.
So no real adjustments because defensively, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's just some of the fundamentals that you're talking about.
Absolutely. And defensively, the Eagles and their goalkeeper Fixon have been having an awesome game against a very strong offensive UT.
And the Spartans, as you see, with the opening possession of the second half. Shots on goal in the first half were 17-10 in favor of UT. 6 caused turnovers by the Spartans, which has helped in erasing what was a 4-goal deficit. And here's Cece Colombo on the move. Cece tries the other way and now has to back off. Dumps a pass into the corner. And the Spartans making a couple of substitutions. Jenna Myhall in the game. And they score again just 59 seconds in. And everything is working for the Spartans. And Morgan, as you mentioned, carrying that momentum over from the first half.
Very simple sweep into an ISO here for the Spartans. They did a nice little pass up top there, cut through for the sweep, and they were able to take that 1v1 with the strong righty side right down the lane and finish the shot there.
Gia Colombo gets the goal. That's her second of the game. She also has 1 assist. And a very balanced attack for UT. Sophie Risk has a goal. Alyssa Romano has a goal. Lizzie Pierpont has a goal. Allie Peebles with 1. And then joining Gia with 2 is Sarah Hinkle. Sophie Risk, by the way, also with an assist. And Olivia Mott has an assist as well. As you see, Cece Colombo with the draw control. And a pass over for Hinkle. And the Spartans with a chance here to really step on the gas. As Myhall sent a pass over to Pierpont and gets it right back. Myhall sending it over. Cece giving directions. Gives it back to Myhall. Myhall turns the corner, gets inside. Jenna Myhall does not get the shot away, although the Spartans come up with the loose ball. And Cece up top with it. Gets around the defender, takes a long shot that goes out of play. Possession stays with the Spartans. And now here's Myhall. Cece again gives it back to her. Myhall, 2 defenders on her now. Cece is open, gives it to her. Dumps a pass inside. Pierpont with her back to the net has to give it back to Cece Colombo. Myhall cutting and takes a shot, scores! Jenna Myhall. And the Spartans, 9 straight goals. And the field has tipped dramatically in favor of the home team.
Cece had a nice feed there from the elbow, again to the cutter cutting in on the middle. She's able to spin off on that roll dodge and get her hands free to get that shot off. And now you'll see Bruce, the score's 9-4 in total favor of UT right now.
Jenna Myhall, the freshman from up in Suffern, New York. And we did not see her the entire first half, and typically don't see her this soon. And so Coach Kelly Gallagher shaking things up a little bit. During the regular season, Jenna Myhall appeared in 10 of UT's games and had 2 goals and 2 assists. And here she is in the first playoff game and increases her team's lead to 9-4. As you see the Eagles with a 2-on-1 break. Out in front, they score! Alexa Zerudo. And the Eagles finally get back on the scoreboard for the first time since the first quarter.
Great fast break play there by the Eagles. They were able to get into a 2v1 situation and dump it down low to Alexa Zerudo, who was able to finish with that lefty shot there.
They had not scored since approximately the halfway point of the first quarter. And now 2.5 minutes into the third, they stop a run of 9 straight Spartans goals. As we'll see Cece Colombo here on the draw for UT. And I'm trying to get the number of the Eagles player, although I'm sure it's Sally Squire. And I don't believe that it was. Ironically, there's a loose ball that's picked up by the Eagles. And across midfield they go. Pass is missed, picked up by the Spartans. And Morgan, there's those fundamentals that you talked about. Just mishandling a, for all intents and purposes, routine pass that you got to be able to corral those in a playoff game.
Yep, absolutely. And that just comes down to the basics right there. Pass and catch the ball, and having turnovers like that is not going to be in your favor because you just lost possession and you're giving UT another opportunity to score here.
And here's Myhall to Hinkle. Hinkle changes hands, gives it to Cece Colombo. Cece fires it to Myhall and back to Cece once again. Tries to get around the defender, gets a little bit of a pick from Myhall, and now has to back up. Colderman in the corner. Back up top to Cece. Myhall gets a step around the defender, loses the ball, and initially it looked like it was going to be picked up by the Eagles, and now Lizzie Pierpont comes down with it for UT. Play stopped on the far side of the field as Gia Colombo will put it in. And a fresh shot clock here.
I think that's why they're stopping the play, is they're trying to figure out if it's a fresh shot clock or if it should be less, because Embry Riddle never really had possession of the ball here. So I think that's what they're trying to figure out, is if the shot clock should be reset, and it looks like they're actually going to put it back to where it was around that 30-second mark.
I had wondered myself why they were doing it, but I'm just the broadcaster and they're the officials, so I defer to them. As you see Colderman, wow, off the crossbar.
Empty stick check there by UT, so it's going to be Eagles ball.
And here comes Embry Riddle. That's Samantha Reich. And Reich was being pursued, unbeknownst to her, by Holliston Wagner. Now to the near side of the field it goes. That's Alexa Zerudo. And behind the Spartans net it goes. Pass in front, and a shot by Reich that goes out of play. And possession remains with the Eagles. And immediately on the restart, pass wide open in front. Shot scores! Kenley Zerudo. Back-to-back goals by the Eagles.
The UT defender just lost her footing there, and that just left one of the Zerudo sisters wide open. So you had a little Zerudo action there, sister feeding to another sister and finish.
So Kenley gets the goal, and that's her second of the game. And yeah, Alexa Zerudo with 1 goal and 3 assists here.
Alexa Zerudo is a strong lefty feeder from down low. So I'm not surprised to see her have a big assist game here, especially how we talked about that. UT has a very strong defensive game, and it's nice to see a lefty feeder getting as many assists as she has this game.
Risk out in this draw for UT, and that time it was Sally Squire for the Eagles. And Risk mishandled it a bit. Emma McLaughlin there to bail her out. McLaughlin on the run. And for Pierpont, behind the Eagles net it goes in the stick of Olivia Mott. Over to the far side, and now quickly up top, Gia Colombo gives it to Hinkle to Risk. And Risk looking for some room to work. Bumps with the defender. Pass intended for Gia Colombo. It's loose, and Risk will run it down. Pierpont down in the corner. It goes to Mott. Sends a pass over, and quickly it's moved to Emma McLaughlin, and here's Risk up top once again. And Sophie looking to go one-on-one. Fakes the shot, sends a pass over for Mott. 35 on the shot clock. Hinkle to McGettigan to Emma McLaughlin. 30 on the shot clock. Emma McLaughlin is bumped. Ball's loose. And nice job there by the Eagles. And off to the races goes Sally Squire. Chased down by Emma McLaughlin. And almost caused turnovers there as it's sent down in behind the Spartans net. Walling jumped out of place. And Alyssa Romano saves a goal there because she got her stick on Alexa Zaruto's stick, who otherwise would have been staring at a wide open net. So Alyssa Romano, who had a fantastic goal in the late stages of the first half, saves her team giving up a goal there as UT takes it back down the other way. Pierpont in behind the net. To the far side it goes. And Emma McLaughlin up top for McGettigan. And Mott for Pierpont. McGettigan dumps off a pass. Emma McLaughlin turns the corner, takes a shot, and that one's going to go out of play. Possession will stay with the Spartans. .7:35 to go in the third quarter. It was 4-0 Embry Riddle. UT scored 9 straight, and now Embry Riddle has scored the game's last 2 goals for our current 9-6 score as Gia Colombo backs up. And Gia looking for an open teammate. Cutting was Mott, and Fixin with a save as Olivia Mott goes down.
The official here is going to say that the defensive play affected the shot there. She was able to get the shot off. The foul occurred, affected the shot. So she's actually going to get a free position and another chance to score here for the Spartans.
So Olivia Mott, who does have 1 assist in this game, hoping to get into the goal column here one-on-one against Aubrey Fixin. Waiting for the official's whistle. There it is. Mott shoots and scores. Bounces it between the legs of Aubrey Fixin, and the Spartans hit double digits. It's 10-6.
Embry Riddle does continue to have a strong 1v1 game here. And you'll notice that Fixin continues to also have a really great game, but UT just has the momentum right now, and they're just going to keep going to try and pull this away and take over the whole game.
Olivia Mott finished second during the regular season in points on the Spartans. She had 15 goals and 29 assists. And so far in this game, she has 1 goal and 1 assist. Cece Colombo comes out to take this draw for UT. And nice play there by Cece as Lizzie Pierpont lets it go. It looked like she was going to pick it up, and she assumed that Allie Peebles was going to get to it, and assumed is never a good word anywhere. And here come the Eagles. Pass up ahead. And to the far side of the field it goes. And now they work it to Sally Squire. And over here to Elwood. That's Jones. Alexa Zerudo sends it behind the net. Aaron Sistek applying close defense, so they have to reset up top. Pass connects with Alexa Zerudo. And she sends it back to this side of the field to Kenley Zerudo behind the Spartans net. And kind of blindly thrown. And off to the races goes Allie Peebles. Spartans on the run. Here's Gia Colombo showing good speed. A pass over in front. Mott and Fixon makes a save. A loose ball chased down, and the Eagles come up with it. And suffice it to say, Aubrey Fixon has absolutely kept her team in this game. Otherwise, it could have been a lot more than a 4-goal Spartan lead at this point. Fixon has 12 saves already in this game. As there's a pass, it's knocked loose. And with all kinds of white shirts there, the Eagles actually come away with it somehow. And finally a whistle stopping play.
Eagles are going to get the shooting space call there. And she'll go on that outside hash for a free position.
This will be Samantha Reich. One-on-one with Alex Walling. Takes a shot. Oh, Walling. I think she got the butt end of her stick on that one to stop it. Eagles get the rebound, though. And now it's fired behind the Spartans net to Alexa Zerudo. And wow. A little strong there by Allie Peebles.
They're going to call that a dangerous contact, and they're actually going to give her a yellow card on this. So this is UT's third yellow card of the game, and they're going to be man down again.
So 2-minute call against Allie Peebles. And this comes with 4:48 to go in the third quarter, and could be what the doctor ordered for Embry Riddle, as they need something to go their way to continue chipping away at this deficit. Behind the Spartans net it goes. And a whistle there as you saw Leah Coletti start to make her move.
In my opinion, it's a little bit of an iffy call there. The official called shooting space. In my opinion, Bruce, you have to actually be in front of the shooter to pump and get the shooting space call. And you'll notice that the two UT players collapse with their sticks first. So in my opinion, it's not a shooting space call. But again, they can see the field from a much better angle than we can up here.
And now there's going to be a little conference here between a couple of the officials. One of them going all the way over. Well, I thought he was going to the scores table. He is. And this comes with 4:35 left in the third quarter. And keep in mind, 1:47 left in the penalty to Allie Peebles. And a little delay as the Eagles await the restart and working to try to make this a 3-goal game. And as I mentioned, UT one player short thanks to that penalty against Peebles. And down at the end line, players getting set, and the free position attempt is going to be from Leah Coletti. And Coletti, during the regular season, 1 goal in 8 games. And a chance now as she gets ready, 1-on-1 against Walling. And wow, coming over Lizzie Pierpont, very aggressive.
They're going to say that it affected the shot there, so I believe she's going to get another. Nope, they're not. They put the flag back away, so they're letting Walling have the free clear here. Originally, they said it affected the shot, but they're actually now saying that it was before the shot was taken and she got her shot off. So
back the other way comes Hinkle and tried to get it back to Pierpont. Did Gia Colombo, was unsuccessful, and the official down there has already signaled possession for the Eagles. And is there a timeout perhaps being called? Well, it doesn't look like it. The teams are not going to the field, but I saw 2 different officials that both with their arms looked like they were giving the signal for a timeout. And 1:21 left in the penalty against Allie Peebles. And now play resumes as the Eagles cross midfield. And Coletti with a pass that connects with Reich. Reich brings it down. Pass into the corner, and now Alexa Zerudo sends it behind the net. And up top with it, Daly over for Kenley Zerudo. And now Alexa Zerudo sends it behind the net. They look out in front, and there's a shot. They score. Kenley Zerudo. And that'll be her 3rd goal of the game.
great feed from behind the cage there. She was able to find Zerudo there in the middle, and Zerudo was able to get the shot off. And now we got a 10-7 game, so it's a little bit closer than it was just a few minutes ago.
And Alexa Zerudo, 1 goal and 4 assists in this game.
You know, that's something that I always tell my girls as a coach, Bruce, is that it's not always about, you know, scoring goals. Is when you have someone that can see the field and see the cutters and know her players as well as Alexa Zerudo does, you're always looking for a strong feeder behind cage, and she has definitely shown that this game.
Well, and you think of Michael Jordan, and do you think of all the baskets that he made, or do you think of all the assists that he handed out, or do you think of both? And so you can be a playmaker in many different respects. And the Zerudos are having their say in keeping Embry Riddle in this game, trailing now just 10-7, as we're going to see Sophie Risk out there for UT on this draw. And draw controls are 13-6 in favor of the Spartans. And let's see if, I'm trying to get the jersey number that Sophie Risk is blocking me from seeing so I can tell you who's going to take this draw for the Eagles. I can tell you that it's not Sally Squire. In fact, it looks like it's Madison Elwood. And they are both set. The official just about satisfied. He is. He steps out. And the ball is out. Chased down. And Alyssa Romano picks it up for UT. And now she sends a pass ahead. Off go the Spartans. Across the Eagles line. Some real estate available and dropped by Danny Waters and now kicked at, and two of them chase it down, and Gia Colombo comes in to save the day for the Spartans. And now it's Emma McLaughlin.
That was another great defensive play there by the Eagles. Again, they have a really strong 1v1 defense.
Pierpont sends it up top for Hinkle. Risk over for Emma McLaughlin. And Emma gets some speed, can't get around the corner. Now tries the other way, and a save made by Fixon. Loose ball picked up by the Eagles. And for all the damage that Sarah Hinkle did in the regular season, a goal-scoring machine, I think if you would have told Kelly Gallagher that her team would have 10 goals and Hinkle would, quote-unquote, only have 2, she might look at you funny. But UT has gotten numerous contributors in the goal column. As you see, Embry Riddle down in the Tampa end now, as Squire sends a pass over on the far side. And into the corner it goes. Clock ticking down, exactly 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Sunshine State Conference playoff game. Embry Riddle and the University of Tampa, as the ball's loose and picked back up by Kenley Zerudo. And behind the Tampa net it goes. Pass in front. Shot coming. They score. Alexa Zerudo.
Not only can she feed, but she can finish her shots too.
2 goals and 4 assists for Alexa Zerudo.
She cut straight across there and did a beautiful T-cut from the elbow, asking for it with her left hand, and was able to get the feed, catch, and have a nice shot and finish there.
Anna Maurer gets the assist. And things getting a little interesting here, Morgan, as the Spartans had run out to a huge lead, and Embry Riddle said, we're just going to chip away, and then we're going to chip away some more. And here it is, a 2-goal game now with 1:43 to go in the third.
Yeah, I just think, Bruce, we still have a whole nother quarter here. This has turned out to be an amazing game for a semifinal.
Risk out there for UT. And I believe that's Madison Elwood again for the Eagles, and indeed it was. And still loose, raked at, and
they're going to say that there was a held stick there when the Eagles went to go for the ground ball, so it's going to be Eagles ball here.
I was scanning the field furiously for an official pointing at which way play was going to go, and they have awarded possession to the Eagles, as Morgan mentioned, although it looks like a little trouble going off the field. Madison Elwood is going to be looked at on the far side by the trainer as play resumes. And Sally Squire looking for some room. 3 Spartan defenders. Do they cause the turnover? Well, the official is going to call it against the Spartans. And so Sally Squire resumes. And aggressive play here by the Spartans trying to get the ball back. And here come the Eagles, a collision there. Picked right back up by Caitlin Henry after a collision with Sophie Risk. And now it's in the stick of Kenley Zerudo. Over it goes to Jones, and now on the far side, that's Squire. And Daly with it now. Little give and go, and unable to get a shot away. And it goes into the crease and the stick of Alex Walling. And now Alyssa Romano will start out for the Spartans. Her pass up ahead to Emma McLaughlin, who's got nothing but wide open space in front of her. McLaughlin on the run. Finally going to be pursued by a defender. And gets it to Mott. Behind the net it goes. Spartans work the perimeter here as the quarter clock is down to 17 seconds. Sophie Risk. UT will get the last shot here in the third quarter. And Risk gets around the defender, cuts inside. Risk scores!
They're actually going to call no goal here. They said that it was a crease violation, so they're going to take that goal away, and it's going to be Eagles ball.
And the quarter will expire, And a tough break there for UT as Sophie Risk had made a great individual effort, but waved off by the crease violation. So through 3 complete here in Tampa, the Spartans lead at 10-8. And we'll be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
To the finals of the SSC Women's Lacrosse Championship will be played Sunday, the 30th on the campus of the highest rated.
All set to go with the 4th quarter and shaping up to be an exciting final 15 minutes of play here as the Spartans have a 2-goal lead as Embry Riddle outscored UT 4-3 in both the first quarter and the third quarter. It was that 4-0 second quarter that is, for all intents and purposes, has been the difference for UT. Shots on goal to this point are 23-16 in favor of the Spartans, which adds up to 13 saves thus far for goaltender Aubrey Fixon. Alex Walling, in the meantime, has 8 saves. The draw controls are 14-7 in favor of UT Morgan, which sets up well for the Spartans, at least in terms of if they can keep up that pattern here as they go through the 4th quarter, that many more possessions. And the turnovers definitely have to be cleaned up by the Eagles. They've committed 14 to quote-unquote just 8 by UT as the 4th quarter is underway, and the Eagles with the first possession. And I just talked about turnovers, and there's one committed by the Eagles right there as Cece Colombo sends a pass up ahead. Pierpont gives it to Mott, and Olivia will trot it down in behind the Eagles' net. Over for Gia Colombo, up to Hinkle. Over for Cece, and now Allie Peebles. Colderman works it to Pierpont, and now behind the net it goes again. And Gia, looking Cece's way, gives it to her. And up top it goes again. Hinkle to Peebles, to Pierpont, to Colderman. Julia sends it into the corner. And now Cece takes her time in behind the net. Looking in front, nobody open in a white jersey. So she carries on. And now Colderman with it. 23 on the shot clock. Colderman takes a shot, scores! Great shot by Julia Colderman And the Spartans can exhale just a little bit. It's 11-8.
You'll see that UT was able to free up that whole middle for her by cutting through, and it was a great little sweep up top there, and Colderman was able to free her hands and actually take a pretty far out shot there. It was pretty much at the 8 meter, and she was able to finish and give UT the 11-8 lead here.
Colderman had 25 goals in 14 games during the regular season, and an important one there for her Spartans team, as they are in a 3-goal lead now with 13:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. And we're going to see Cece Colombo here on this draw for the Spartans. And for the Eagles that time, it was Paige Jones, and pulled down by UT. That was Lizzie Pierpont. And this is Hinkle with it for Gia Colombo. Gia gives it back to Hinkle. And now Cece, and over for Peebles to Colderman, who just scored. She sends it into the corner. And behind the net, here's Gia now, sending it back up top, and Hinkle will move it over for Colderman to the far side. That's Peebles in the corner and behind the net once again. And Cece taking her time. And is she going to go one-on-one here against the defender Jones? Turns the corner, and Cece puts her shoulder down, gets a shot away that misses, and is chased into the corner. And Pierpont there just in time. Fresh shot clock for the Spartans. Cece with it again. Over for Gia. For Cece again on the near side. And Cece turns the corner and can't get around Madison Elwood. Behind the Eagles' net it goes. And now to the far side, 25 on the shot clock. Julia Colderman. Colderman, the defense collapses on her in front. Pierpont scores! Lizzie Pierpont. And UT with a 12-8 lead as they've scored 2 quick ones here in the opening minutes of the fourth quarter.
It was a great look into the middle there, and Pierpont was able to get a handle on the ball, turn and get a quick shot off. So it kind of looks like that UT has taken over this fourth quarter. And I think what you'll notice, Bruce, is that Embry Riddle has had, momentum in that first and third quarter, and it's every time that they come into, out on the second quarter and the fourth quarter is that when the turnovers start, and, they haven't been able to win the draw controls, and UT is starting to take over this game now, and we'll see if the Eagles can come up with a possession here to try and help them get this score a little bit closer.
And that psychology is so difficult to battle because you want to have a short memory, but when you see that pattern and you see a turnover, you see these things that have started to unfold, it's really difficult to stay committed to those positive thoughts and leave it behind you. And meanwhile, the Spartans are saying, we'll just be down here finding the back of the net while y'all kind of sort that out. Embry Riddle in possession here, as that's Elwood. And it looked like Holliston Wagner wanted to gamble on that one. She thought otherwise, backed off of it. And the Eagles carry on, take it down almost near the end line, and out of the far side of the field. Up top it goes to Elwood again. Squire tries to get around Danny Waters, and that one goes out of play. Up top it goes for Daly. There's a pass on this side of the field to Reich. Reich slipped and it's knocked from her stick. Cece Colombo, nice job to cause the turnover. And she gets it up ahead to Gia Colombo. Gia off to the races. Gia, look at the speed. Brings it down, sends a pass over. And the Spartans will slow it down as Colderman puts it up top for Peebles. Morgan, there's a lot of lacrosse still left here. It's still over 10 minutes. It's only a 4-goal game. But you really got to give credit to Embry Riddle. I mean, they are, for all intents and purposes, a pretty new lacrosse program. And to battle the Spartans the way they have, I think is a real credit to what they've been able to do in the approximately 4 or 5 years that they've had women's lacrosse up there.
Bruce, if you look at their roster, you're going to notice that they're a very young team. I mean, they have 20 sophomores on the team and only 1 senior. So I think you're going to see a very bright future for this Eagles team here.
Cece Colombo, the stick came way up high on her and took an extra second to get up. And I don't even see that. I think somebody picked up her protective eyewear for her. The stick came way up high around Cece's face, I'm going to say, as you see her putting her protective eyewear back on. And difficult one to come back from, but she's all right, fortunately, and puts it back into play up to Colderman, over to Gia Colombo, and now Peebles inside. Peebles looked like she wanted to shoot and sends a pass behind the net instead. UT, I think, smells blood in the water here. They lead by 4. They've scored the first 2 goals of this quarter and are trying to put this game out of reach as Colderman gives it to Cece. And she sends a pass inside. Mott, and a nice save by Vixen as Olivia Mott had a good look at the cage there. And a timeout is going to be called by Embry Riddle. So we will step aside as well and be back with more playoff lacrosse on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
I think what happened was that she went to go face guard and the defender's stick hit her stick and it went up, her own stick went up into her face because of the contact from the defender.
Oh, her own stick.
Yeah, so it looked like what happened was that defender's stick hit her stick and then her stick went up.
Well, that would be why there was no call on the play. Over it goes to McGettigan. And now the Spartans, McLaughlin and Emma, just taking her time, looks at McGettigan and Riley and Emma McLaughlin alongside of her, both directing traffic offensively for UT. And Cece with it, Gia in the far corner. Up top it comes to Risk, 45 on the shot clock. McGettigan and the Spartans spreading out the offense and looking like they're in no hurry here. And McGettigan now cuts inside and sticks get up on her, and the officials will blow the play dead as Riley McGettigan ended up with 2 defender sticks up around her head. And so the call here against the Eagles, and Riley McGettigan will go one-on-one against Aubrey Fixon. There's the whistle, and McGettigan bounces it. Fixon makes the save. The loose ball goes behind the net. And possession to Embry Riddle. Exactly 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And Sarah Hinkle a little strong there against Teletovic. And now Embry Riddle advances. Alexa Zeruto on the run, gives it to Jones. And over now for Kenley Zeruto. To the corner it goes. And Maurer sends a pass over. And the Eagles go to the far side of the field. Up top now with Squire. Squire with a series of moves cuts inside and unable to get the shot away. And Alyssa Romano says, look what I found. And she pushes it ahead. And Emma McLaughlin off to the races. McLaughlin with some speed to Gia Colombo. And Gia will send it in behind the Eagles' net. UT clearly happy to take time off the clock.
Absolutely. They're going to get a fresh shot clock here, and what you're going to notice is that they're going to slow the ball down, take advantage of the whole 90 seconds on the shot clock. There's only 7 minutes left in the game, so you want to try and get the shot clock down as low as you can before you go to take that shot.
And it's a bizarre pattern, but if you subscribe to that theory, Morgan had indicated before, the even quarters, second and fourth, have not been friendly to Embry Riddle. As you see Sophie Risk take the shot and Fixon with the save. 4-3, Embry Riddle outscored Tampa in the first and third quarters. And in the second and half of the fourth quarter combined, 6-0, Spartans have outscored the visitors.
And that is another yellow card going to UT here. I believe that is their 4th yellow card of the game.
And it comes with 6:08 left in the fourth quarter. And is it enough to jumpstart the Embry Riddle offense? Sophie Risk with the 2-minute call for a check to the head. Correction, 1 minute for a check to the head. And so it'll be put back into play by Paige Jones for Embry Riddle.
With the yellow card not being releasable, we're really going to look for the Eagles to push the ball here and try to get as much of fast break opportunity as they can, score, get up to the draw, win the draw, and keep going because you got a minute of man up here.
Paige Jones from up in Pittsburgh, one of the 20 sophomores on the roster that Morgan alluded to earlier, as there's a pass in front.
And you got a shooting space call here, so she's going to go ahead and get the free position, and we'll see if she can put it away here to try and get the score a little bit closer.
And this is Kenley Zeruto, who already has 3 goals in the game. 1-on-1 now against Alex Walling. And Zeruto scores. So it's 6:04 to go. Eagles keeping things interesting. It's a 3-goal lead now for UT. And keep in mind that, as Morgan had mentioned, the call against Sophie Risk is non-releasable. Still 47 seconds left in that penalty.
Yeah, and there's still plenty of time left in this game, Bruce. There's still 6 minutes, and as we saw earlier from Alyssa Romano, it only takes 10 seconds to score a goal off the draw. So plenty of time for the Eagles to get momentum here and take advantage of another 47 seconds of being man up.
So we'll see the draw at midfield here between Sally Squire and Cece Colombo.
And while we're waiting for this draw to get set up, just a quick little update. Florida Southern just scored, giving them a lead 7-5 against Rollins as the second quarter is about to come to an end.
Colombo and Squire are ready, and now the official stepping in. And the ball's out. And running it down, Hinkle for UT. And no, the Eagles come up with it. And Reich off to the races. Reich, a nifty move, cuts inside, and several defenders collapse on her, 2 or 3. And the Spartans get the turnover as you see Emma McLaughlin running it up. McLaughlin throws it back for Grace Gilmore, and Grace able to come up with it. And now Erin Sistek. And it's Cece Colombo now crossing midfield to Emma McLaughlin.
Bruce, there was a correction on the yellow card. It was actually supposed to be 2 minutes. And so we still have 50 more seconds left of UT being man down.
And you had mentioned, Morgan, before when they were content to use as much clock as they can. And so by all means, they certainly will here. What with Sophie Risk still over in the penalty area. And 28 on the shot clock. The Spartans are about 2 seconds to the good, meaning 2 more seconds on the shot clock than there are in the penalty. And this is Colderman with it. She looks up at the scoreboard for those same numbers, those same times. And Colderman starts a move that ends up in the stick of Aubrey Fixon, and Cece Colombo says, I'm right here if you want to mishandle that. I'll gladly slap it in the open net. So the penalty does expire to Risk. Fixon runs it up to her own line, and now she'll be pursued by Olivia Mott, and Fixon needs some help. And Aubrey Fixon has nobody. Mott got a stick on it, and finally Caitlin Henry picks it up, and the Spartans say, hey, I want in on this. They applied some pressure, and the Eagles managed to finally break out, and they get across the Spartans' line. So a 3-goal lead for the home team as we're down to 3:38 in the fourth quarter, and a player hits the deck for the Eagles.
Illegal contact there behind cage, so it's going to stay Eagles ball.
And this will be Anna Maurer who will put it in play. And does. This is Jones. And looked like they were going to go back to Jones. Out in front, there's a shot that goes wide and out of play. And possession stays with Embry Riddle. Exactly 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 25 on the shot clock. And fighting her way through, Jones over to this side now. And Squire looks to go one-on-one. Has an opening. Squire takes a bounce shot, scores! And that fooled Alex Walling. And Embry Riddle cuts it to a 2-goal deficit with 2:42 remaining.
Yeah, Squire noticed that the shot clock was getting low there and about to expire, so she went ahead and took the ball herself, brought it to the middle, gave herself a lane, and was able to free her hands up, get the shot off, and bring us to a 12-10 score here.
Sally Squire, her third goal of the game. And besides her, there is only one player not named Zerudo that has scored for the visitors. As CC Colombo will come out now to take this draw, and Kelly Gallagher, Spartans head coach, going to, dare I say, the sure thing, in that I had mentioned in the first half that congratulations were in order for CC Colombo, who had just recently, meaning the last regular season game, passed 200 career draw controls. And so the coach leaning on her veteran player who is so used to being out there for UT on those draws. As you see the Eagles in possession of this one. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth. And the hex has been broken by Embry Riddle in terms of even-numbered quarters and not being able to solve the Spartans. As this is going to be Alexis Zerudo who will put it into play. And looking for an open teammate. Maurer throws it away, but the Eagles managed to get to it before it goes out. And it's going to be a foot race for this one. And the official right on the spot to give possession to Embry Riddle despite a effort from Hollis and Wagner. 1:40 to go now. Squire has it knocked from her stick. And the Spartans come out of the pack with it. And here goes O'Neill Gallinson off to the races. Gallinson, a good burst of speed across the Embry Riddle line, and she will slow it up. As now, without a question, we will see Tampa kill as much clock as they can. As the game clock is at 1 minute and 10 seconds, and there's 67 on the shot clock. So only about 3-second difference. And obviously we're going to see a lot of pressure applied defensively by Embry Riddle.
Eagles are going to look to have to go into a high-pressure defense here to try and get the ball back. You'll probably see a double send, and that's exactly what they did, and the Eagles just got the ball.
And keep in mind, they need 2 goals just to tie it. We're down to 40 seconds in regulation. And now it's lost.
It looks like it's going to stay Eagles ball, a little bit of illegal contact there. And I think the officials are going to meet here to discuss that the clock should have been stopped, and I don't think that it was. So I think it's going to remain Eagles ball.
It shows 24 seconds right now. And unlike earlier when they certainly weren't going to say anything about it, you have to wonder if head coach Caitlin Kanahan is going to lobby for time to be added back on. If she does, she's not going to win because they're ready to resume on the field. It's Alexis Zerudo who puts it into play. Over for Jones. 20 seconds now. And the Eagles need to shoot right away. They do, and Walling with a huge save. And Alex Walling is holding on to it. And now sends it up ahead as Holliston Wagner started to run it up with collision. And they stop the clock with 1 second remaining and signal possession to the Eagles, but it's going to go for naught as there's only 1 second left. And so a valiant effort. The Eagles' comeback falls short, and the Spartans hold on for the 12-10 victory and will advance to play the winner of the Florida Southern Rollins game. But Morgan, wow, what an entertaining game this turned out to be.
It was such a great game to watch. That was definitely an improvement from the first time these two teams played each other. The final score of that one was 14-7, and a much closer game with the final being 12-10 here. And again, this is a very young team here for Embry Riddle, so it was a great season by them, and I'm very excited to see how they perform next season, especially bringing back, they have 20 sophomores that are going to be 20 juniors that are definitely going to, take over and lead the field. And what an amazing game by Fixon. She definitely deserves MVP of that game for Embry Riddle. She had numerous saves that, helped keep this game as close as it was, but it wasn't enough to stop UT, and we're going to be seeing them on Sunday.
So UT wins it by 12-10. Final shots on goal 28-19 in favor of the Spartans. Draw controls were 15-11, so even in that category, the Eagles tried to find their way back into the game. But Morgan, you have to look at those 20 turnovers by the Eagles, and clearly that did not help their cause.
And that's a difference maker right there. Is at the end of the day, it all comes down to the basics, and you have to be able to take care of the ball, and that's the biggest thing when it comes to this sport is if you take care of the ball, you take care of business. And the 20 turnovers is definitely something that, may have led them from not getting the win or even, keeping it a little bit closer in those second and fourth quarters.
Aubrey Fixon finishes the game with 16 saves. The winning goaltender, Alex Walling, finishes with 9. And the Spartans get very balanced scoring. Gia Colombo, Sarah Hinkle, and Lizzie Pierpont all had 2 goals each. And then single tallies from Olivia Mott, Allie Peebles, Alyssa Romano, Julia Colderman, Sophie Risk, Jenna Myhall. So UT wins it by 12-10. They will advance to play the winner of the Rollins Florida Southern game. Do look at tampaspartans.com for more information on the game time and the opponent. My thanks to Morgan Basler-Pease for joining me here in the booth. My thanks, as always, to Andre Pyatt. I'm Bruce Wozniak, thanking you for watching here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.